like you really like, you see when you I can't like, can I be honest, yeah? You see when you post your screenshots about how far you've run, I'm like, stop showing off, because you see me.
It's a flex, it's a flex. It's a flex, I'm not gonna lie.
No, but the thing is, I'm keyword trying to be healthier.
Of course, yeah.
Like, because just as a woman who is entering mid-30s now, it's like, I'm finding out too many things about my health where I'm just like, oh, like even what like stress does to your body. Like over a year ago, like I started getting sick, like just random. Like one day I was normal sitting at home, my stomach started hurting, my feet started hurting, and I'm like, what the, like, things were happening to my lips, and then they were just like, and then like I had like I think 3 or 4 rounds of blood tests. They were like, your iron's low, and I'm like, it didn't take 4 blood tests to tell me that my iron's low. Listen, I was praying, I fasted, I was like, God, please. I'm like, God, please. So I'm trying. I feel like one day I'll be there, like almost jogging.
Of course you will. Like I say it to everyone. The sense of where, like, when I firstly started, I was really bad. Really bad, taking breaks constantly and things along those lines, and I weren't consistent as well. And I only started taking things that a bit more serious, I would say like the end of 2023. The end of 2023. 2024 was like when I was in my bag, but I was doing it more of a case of, because mentally running was helping me. It wasn't even like the physical part was an extra. But it was mainly because mentally it was helping me. There's so much. Wait, can we swear on it?
Yeah, say what you want.
Cool. There's so much bullshit that I was just going through personally, and then like running was generally helping me.
Is it?
Yeah, mentally it was proper helping me. So that's why I just like started doing it and just continued. But yeah, like constantly injuries or leg broke up, this broke up, that broke up, and it's expensive. You're still doing it. Yeah. Trying, man, but it's expensive, and that's one thing that people don't realize is that how expensive being fit is.
Okay.
Just being fit overall is mad expensive.
Is it in terms of like eating, like gym memberships? Because you know people say that like to like transform like your usual menu at home is very expensive.
Super expensive.
Yeah.
Super expensive. So a sense of where like, one, paying for a gym membership, firstly. You're talking, if it's probably like a pure gym or something like that, it's like a £30. Like a £30. Yeah. If you want to go in the upper echelons of life,
gym
then we're talking, you feel me? Then we're talking your 50s and 60s and 70s.
I was like, if I pay £50 to £60 for a gym membership, my
bum
body needs to be high tomorrow. You see,
today,
when I wake up off my bed, I need to be like, my bum is sore, and be like, wow, look at this shelf.
Everything has changed. I've done transform.
That's what I need to see.
100%. So like that, and then even food-wise, you got to remember, veg and fruit is expiring mad quick. Quick. As soon as you buy it, as soon as you leave and you're in the car park, it's probably expired by then already. You feel me? So that... Then all these supplements, you've got to take these vitamins here. These, I don't know if you're into like herbal, like the herb side of things, or if you're taking your sea mosses and all them type
stuff
of
like
things.
that. No, I don't really do that yet, because people swear by sea moss, and I'm sure it works. But then for me, I'm just like, okay, because they make it seem like it cures 99% of anything in this world. But I'm guessing it's more for like your immune system.
Do you know what it is? It helps with like, so it's helped with as you said, immune system, with inflammatory as well.
Okay.
It helps as well because I used to feel bloated a lot when I used to wake up the next morning.
Okay.
So it helped with that, helped with weight loss. Obviously, at this age and stage of life, to be fair, not even just being crude, but you've got to make sure that you're sexually healthy as well. You've got to make sure you're
healthy on every level.
You feel me?
Literally.
So it helps with what's the correct terminology for it? Your libido.
Yeah.
Yeah, it increases your libido. What else? What else is it that? Yeah, it helps with quite a few things, even down towards skin and hair, like hair growth as well, and those that put it on their skin as well.
People use it for their skin. Yeah. I thought something that you ate.
So it is. You can eat it.
Okay.
You can eat it. You can drink it, but also there's some people that actually put it on their face as well. So they mask it with like turmeric as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll mask it with like turmeric powder and then put it on their face, and then they have this like crazy glow. Crazy glow. Yeah, man.
I bought I literally bought new skincare yesterday.
How much do you spend on skincare?
So I bought a bag of stuff though. You know, when you go Superdrug, you can't buy the one.
Of course,
thing.
you have to buy.
You have to buy everything, even the stuff that you know you have to buy everything. But I want to say, yesterday, what did I buy? I bought a new hydrating like cleanser. Of course, is it the CeraVe? I wanted to try that, but that was on an offer, so that was like £9. And I bought what's the thing you drip it? A serum.
Oh yeah, the serum. Yeah, serum's
so
essential.
that was about £10.
Yeah, serums are mad expensive. They're so expensive. So funny enough, one, do you have a Superdrug card?
Of course.
Yeah, essential, innit?
That £43 came to £37 yesterday. Because I was like, you lot can't do this.
They're so essential.
I can't spend minimum £40 every time. But now I'm starting to see how it works.
Yeah. Like, it is essential. But funny enough, like, so with my skincare stuff, I've started going to black-owned shops.
Okay.
So there's one called Pempamsi, that they're based in Lewisham, Brixton. They've got one in Walthamstow.
Oh, they're all over.
Yeah, they're all over. And with them, like, shout out to Erica, who works in Lewisham, most loveliest woman ever. And like, she has just the holistic and well-being stuff specifically for black people.
Okay.
Specifically for us. So like the skincare, like my face moisturizer, I get from there.
Okay.
My serums I get from there. Like everything that is from there.
They're all like, I'm guessing more like natural based.
It's more natural based, yeah.
Is it?
It's more natural based. And the thing is, because with Superdrug, it's like, it's good, but expensive. But also, it's not really for us. It's not really for us, you feel me?
Because I just Googled what to get.
Yeah. But when you go there, like, I'll definitely advise, go down there and then just speak to whoever's working there. Just tell them everything. Because even from there, like, I get my CMOS from there, my herbal bitters I get from there as well.
Herbal bitters?
Yeah.
To put in like a drink?
So herbal bitters is just like a shot. You just take it as a shot.
Oh, is it? Oh.
So with that, it's sort of like, have you ever heard Nigerians talk about jedi jedi?
I don't think so.
So basically, it's like a herbal drink that just like helps flush out your insides.
Oh.
Yeah. It just helps like proper like restore and flush out your insides.
Okay.
So it's ideal to take it every night before you go to sleep.
Okay.
So with the herbal bitters, it helps with that as well. It helps like it's like a colon cleanser, a colon flusher. Sorry. Again, helps with asthma, coughs. Helps with those who suffer with insomnia.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it tastes horrible. It tastes so
That was going to be
bad.
my next question, because something that does so much, I'm guessing, for me, I was going to ask if it's strong, like tasting.
It's super strong. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, you can only take like 10, 15 millilitres of it if you're a mad person.
Is it like drops?
No.
Or it's a shot, you say?
It's literally like a shot.
Oh,
It's literally like a shot. So you just take it like that. Again, for the dogs, it helps with those who suffer with sexual weaknesses.
But anyway, listen, you see that, yeah? You know, you're talking about that, that's the Nigerians, yeah? But in Ghana, I swear to you, there's a guy with a van who has a megaphone on top, who is selling, I don't know what the herbs are called, but then he's selling some sort of supplement for men, like, who the men that can't get it up.
Yeah, erectile dysfunction.
Okay, but anyway, you know what? I was about to go down a whole different lane, because I was going to be like, Ghanaians like sex too much. So if they heard that, they'll be so on it.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I feel like it's if we man them, yeah. If you be honest with that, if you just tell them if it's something that just helps with your peace, they'll be like, oh, what is it? Let me get 5 of them. Let me get 5 of them. You feel me? Because originally I just wanted it for a colon cleanse.
But then it helps with so much else.
And then after, when I started reading everything that it helps with, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
Oh, okay. Let me get 2 of them joints. You feel me? Let me get 2 of them joints right there.
Do you know what? Yeah, I've never had. I don't know. Obviously, your friends are predominantly male, right? And
mixture, yeah.
Yeah, like your male friends. Anyway, I've never had none of my male friends actually. Maybe it's because I'm a woman. They've never come to me and spoken about that, like how they feel about if they're having trouble having sex or not. I've never even heard that. So I think it's interesting to hear that some guys would be interested. Well, a lot.
Yeah.
Would be like, oh, if it helps this.
Yeah.
As much as it helps a bunch of other things, but that could be like something that sways them, because it might be something that they can't talk about.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things is a taboo topic to speak about. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. Yeah, it's a taboo topic to speak about, firstly. And secondly, it's one of those things that, you know, men are embarrassed to speak about. And at this age and stage of life, that you want to make sure women, like, they obviously make sure that they are sexually healthy or just healthy overall, body-wise, just healthy overall. Same thing with the man them. But I feel like with the man them, it's like, we will ridicule you if you're not.
That is crazy.
We will ridicule you in the sense that, no, if you're just not healthy overall.
Yeah.
Like, when I remember before during lockdown where I put on ridiculous amounts of weight, and my boy is just going to be like, yeah, Chris, man, you're fat.
Oh, God.
He said, yeah, I mean, you got love handles now. I said, oh, I swear.
You know,
he said, yo.
If that was like a woman to woman, within like 20 minutes, there's going to be a whole new group chat started.
Of course there is. There's an Instagram caption, a story going up. It's funny how you see the snakes when the grass is cut. It's funny how this and blah, 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 blah.
But then when somebody needed £20 to return it, like, shut up.
Or a little Bible verse in there as well. God revealed who my real friends are. This year I prayed to know who my real friends are. And I lost people. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
But, be quiet.
Shut up.
Oh, God,
shut up.
With your fucking chest.
Yeah, man, just ridicule each other all the time,
really?
Man. Yeah, man.
I have a friend, when he posts gym, like, he will always screenshot what his friends have DM'd him. Like, this the one time this year you're going to go, or just watch after this. Like, and I'm thinking, guys, really? But then, do you know what? In a weird way, I say it as a good thing.
Do you know what it is? I'm convinced the majority of men go to the gym for ego. There's two things that drive a man to want to go to the gym or just be a bit more healthier. Either ego or for women. That's all it is. That there's very few that have generally gone there and said, you got the very few minority that will go there and say, you know what, I want a general like health change. Or mentally it's been helping me, or they may have kids and say, you know, they want to be, you know, physical with their children and stuff like that. And active with their children. But yeah, the majority of men will go there because of ego. Their bedrooms go in gym, so they want to go gym as well. Or just to impress women. That's all it is. Like, let's be real. If you was to ask a bunch of men that's exactly what they'll turn around and say to you. Yeah, man. Come on. Ego is what drives a lot of men to go there. Go there. Oh, yeah, man, let me try. What, you're benching 100. Let me bench 100 as well. You end up injuring yourself and then you're done. Or it's just for ego. I mean, for women, in the sense of, yeah, summer's coming. I need to walk around topless. I'm going on holiday.
I hear so many guys say that. Even me, myself, every summer, like, I don't know when that summer body's coming, guys. I don't know.
Hey, listen, man. It's come to a point of where work with what you have at some point.
And maybe that's been my motto the last 10 years because like
women are allowed to though. Yeah. I feel like with women it's like it's one of those things there as well. It's understanding the complications of a woman's body, how they can fluctuate from body style, like body stance, body type so quickly. Yeah. Because of so much that's been taken on. I'm sorry, but with the man, it's just like there's no excuse. If you're just on a diet of, you know, meat and hard liquor and weed and shisha smoke, then it's just like, what do you expect? And this isn't me talking like some fitness guru, you know? No, but then this ain't me talking like some fitness guru.
I'm sure a lot of people can hear that though, because with women, like you said, our body changes, especially like people who are pregnant. Like, for example, I've never had kids yet, but when I've seen like my friends and people close to me who have had kids, I'm just like, wow, like. And those who like, they will literally be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't do that anymore. And it really makes them feel so low. But then they've done something so natural, like have a baby. Yeah. And another thing that's natural for women that we like cannot stop is periods.
Periods, yeah, exactly.
Like when I'm on my period, I know my body looks different. Like,
you feel different. There's certain cravings that you may have as well that may change.
Bloating,
you feel me? All like, of that.
Our bodies, Isn't
there another one? Is it PMS or something like? I forgot what initial.
Or PCOS.
Yeah.
Polycystic ovary syndrome. That really, the symptoms of that, like there's a lot.
Like the bloating's crazy, innit?
The bloating
to a point of where shorty actually looks pregnant.
That's with fibroids too.
Yes.
With fibroids too can make you bloat heavily. PCOS even causes some women to have like excessive like hair and things like that. So like there's so many things in a woman's DNA that can make her body change. Yeah. And Oh, men, give us grace.
That's what
I
yeah,
like,
I
give
get
us
it.
grace.
No, I do get it, 100%. It's like, with the man, there's no excuse. It's just literally no excuse. And I feel like unless you physically can't do certain things, then I hear it. Obviously, I definitely understand. I'm not here to scrutinize, but there is more grace and leniency that women have compared to men. Where it's just like, bruv, there's just no excuse for some of you, man. It's just pure laziness. And the only thing that drives some man to do it is ego and women. Which is for a lot of things.
Basically, what's outside. That's like when guys go out, and I didn't know that. You know what? When people used to talk about this, I didn't think it was a real thing until I started like traveling and seeing it. Like you see the whole bottle in the clubs thing. I didn't know that was. I'm like, do you know how expensive a table is in the club?
Of course, man. Who ordered it azul? Come on, man.
Let me tell you right now, guys. Let me just be honest. If you see me at a table in the club, I did not. Sense. If it's me and my girls, of course, like we all chip in and whatnot, But I will never purchase a table in the club.
Makes sense.
I can never do it. Yeah, I can never do it.
When was the last time you went to a club and enjoyed yourself?
A club?
Yeah.
It was not really a club Eden, innit? Like,
I've never been, you know.
Really?
I've never been Eden.
Lit.
I heard it's lit. I heard it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what it feels like in there? Like you see when you go to a casino. I actually don't know if this is true, but allegedly when you go to a casino, obviously there's like no daylight and they pump like some sort of oxygen or something in the air, to keep everyone awake. Yeah. That's what I feel like happens in Eden. But the thing is, that air is just good energy. Everyone in there is just on good.
Everyone's there for a specific reason and purpose to get lit and enjoy themselves.
To get lit. And the thing is, I don't think you can go Eden and say that you didn't get lit or enjoy yourself. Like, it gets very busy in there as it should because it's such good vibes. So that was the last time I went out. This was like in September. Oh my God. I went to a brunch.
September. Okay.
I went to a brunch and then went Eden afterwards.
You must have been lit. Was the brunch bottomless?
Yeah.
What type of bottomless was it? Was it Prosecco or rum punch?
They had different cocktails.
Oh, it was a cocktail vibe.
Yeah, different types of cocktails.
How was the food?
The food was good. I've been to this brunch before. The food was really good. Yeah. But then, guys, let me just put this. I slept for 14 hours afterwards.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I slept for 14 hours. Yeah. And the shots in Eden are not small. They are big boy shots. Like,
do they free pour?
Yes.
Okay.
Because all the shots, like, they're all the same. Like, they're literally all the same. Like, you see in a lot of places, you get the different sizes. Yeah. I'm sure it's all the same.
It's like America, but they free pour.
Oh, in America? Oh, don't even get me started on America.
The shots are just like
the
ridiculous.
Shots are it's a cup of tea at this point. It's a cup
funny
of tea.
Story is I went to, I think it was 22. I went to New York by myself for my birthday.
I think I remember you asking me about New York, or I said something to you, because you were asking about, So
I went to New York, and one of my homegirls, shout out to Jazz, that she lives out there. Well, she was there, but she's just moved to LA. Okay. And we went to a hood shisha bar in Queens. In Queens. Yeah, in Queens, and it was open till mad late.
Yeah.
That there was a lot of interesting characters in there. Niggas. But you know what? It wasn't even that. It was mainly just like the bartending culture out there is interesting. It's so interesting. And they have great hospitality. And they love Londoners out there.
Listen, when I went to New York, I laid my accent on so thick, like it's not there already. Yeah. Listen, as soon as you open your mouth, yo, you from London? Like, what happened in the strip club?
London.
So imagine, like, I've gone to the strip club. This is in New York. I've gone to the strip club.
Was it a hood one?
Yeah, it was a hood one.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's only better.
It was in Brooklyn. But we had so much fun. I had a great time.
It's better.
Like, so I come out of the toilet, and I'm shouting out to my girls because it was hot in there. So I've stepped out, and I'm like, guys, I'm just standing outside, Yo, is
heads were just turning.
It just
instantly.
went quiet. One guy went, yo, you from London?
Yeah.
Listen, him and some girl, why were they trying to battle on who's gonna move to me? I've never been intimidated by people so quickly. I was actually a little bit scared.
They love us out there. It is ridiculous.
And then we met like these hood guys from Queens,
Yeah.
And then one of them. Oh my God, guys, I'm telling too much stories. But this guy, we met these hood guys from Queens, And then one of them, he was saying just a load of stuff. I didn't understand what he was talking about, but he just said bare stuff.
He was repping his hood.
Yeah, he was really repping his hood.
Queensbridge, what up?
And then
Far Rack, what up?
You see that scene, like you see Kevin Hart in one of his stand-ups, he was like talking to like thugs, like it's annoying because you don't know what they're talking about until you got to the end. That's exactly what happened. I don't know what he was talking about, but when he got to the end, he just went, so yeah, my old lady at home, and she wouldn't be so mad if I brought someone home to join us. I said, excuse me?
The liberation over there is brazy.
I looked at my friends and I was like, you know when you're looking at them with like tears, I was like, guys, we have to go.
The liberation's
it's
man.
Crazy.
But you know, if you would have gone there, you would have seen his lady as well. She's probably got a matching Pele jacket with Timberland boots and a rusty pistol there in the house.
Rusty pistol?
Yep, a rusty pistol. Rustiest pistol. I'm telling you, man, shout out to them. But yeah, the free pouring culture out there, and just even the culture overall over there is amazing, to be fair. It was actually top tier. Like, I proper enjoy it out there, and I think they're just very fascinated with us. They're very fascinated with us, that when they come over here, the first thing they want to do is they want to go to the ends, go to the ends.
Let me tell you something. So what I was going to go on to is like this thing of when Americans come here, they want to go to
the ends.
But before we get to that, guys, thank you so much for joining SoNicky Podcast.
Right. We didn't even get there, right?
No, I always do intros like sort of like early-ish midway.
Makes sense.
But guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning into SoNicky Podcast again. How are you? I hope you're feeling loved. I hope you're feeling blessed. Guys, I'm still begging, and I will beg shamelessly. I need YouTube subscribers. Tell your friend to tell your friend. Even if you watch this episode, you're like, yeah, that girl, she was all right, but I think my friends might like this. Good. Send them the link. SoNicky on YouTube, and follow the page's Instagram page, SoNicky Podcast. Today I have a very special guest. All my guests are special, but this one is a little bit extra special, okay? So listen, I know this guy through working in the... Should I say I worked in the music industry?
You did.
Yeah, I
did. You did, and you still do.
Yeah, I still do. Yeah, you know. So for working in the music industry, I actually... this was very early on as well. I met some really, really, really amazing... Not only supportive, but some of the most interesting people I've ever met. And this is one of them there. I don't actually know how to describe you any further, because I just feel like you have this whole wealth of knowledge, which I've made time for us to dive into.
Thank you.
Listen, he is straight Capo and no cap. Guys,
No
Chris
capping,
the Capo.
Man. No capping, man. Thank you. Do you know what's so funny? The time when we originally met, that's when everyone, one, was on the come up. And secondly, the industry was fun then.
It was fun. Chris, it was
fun. It was fun.
So simple, but it really was. It was fun.
And you know the reason why it was all fun? Because one, everyone was in the same place and position.
True.
In the sense of where the bag hadn't come for certain people yet.
True.
And this is no way like trying to indirect anybody or make it seem like, oh yeah, this person and that person changed.
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
We want success for everyone. We want everyone to be successful. But I think then all it was we all would get a call to go to an industry event, and everyone's there. An open bar, we're all there. If you've got food there, we're all there. You feel me? And it was like, we're all pretty much in the same boat of where when we leave, we all making sure we get that last train back.
Yeah,
the significant one or two people that were driving then were all right, you feel me? But then for most of us, it was like, make sure we get that last train back. And we were all hoping and praying to be in certain positions and places.
Yeah.
And obviously some people, they went on to like, shout out 90s, went on to win Mobos, you feel me? And it's just like...
Can you believe they've won a Mobo?
But do you know what?
So amazing.
Funny enough, like... So I was on off the cuff that day when it happened, because I was just watching the Mobos live, but it was on silent. And I just shouted out while someone was talking. I was like, oh my God, 90s won. And generally, I would casually say this, I was almost in tears. I was teary-eyed, where I was just like, bro, we've literally watched these men from where they were on Radar.
From Radar,
and weren't even getting the looking and the love that they deserved on Radar. To now being arguably the best podcast in our space at this moment.
Do you know what's really crazy? Yeah, like being at Radar, because I was an intern, like I didn't have my own show. Do you know what? I was literally on the verge of my own show. Then shut down.
Everything happened.
Long story, but like
that was the worst thing that happened to the industry, by the way.
Do you think so?
The demise of Radar was the worst thing that happened to the industry.
Wow.
One of the worst things that happened to the industry. Obviously, we don't condone what they were accused
absolutely
of.
Not, but I hear as somebody that was there, I hear it because there was literally a space for everyone to shine.
And we've never had that since. The closest that we've had it to possibly
maybe No Signal.
Not even No Signal, because No Signal wasn't open to everybody like that. I would say the closest we've probably had as a hub, a creative hub for people to support people, it's probably Pirate. Probably Pirate. And that came with a cost. Even though it wasn't that costly, it still come with a cost.
Yeah, I still get emails from them now.
You feel me? Radar was open to any and everybody, like from MCs to presenters to DJs.
Do you know how many people I know? I think I want to say the majority of people I know doing this is from Radar.
Yeah, of course.
It's like they really gave me like my... Oh, you're really trying to do this? Come on, go. And I came with a full speech, a plan. And then I remember the manager, Ben. Ben was like, he just looked at me, as I'm just rabbiting on. He went, all right, cool. If you just come in next Monday, we've got a week worth of training. Can you do it every day? I was like, yes. Yeah. And then that was it.
Yeah, Radar honestly was one of the best. That was a hub. That was the hub. And that was the closest thing we had to like a youth club to some extent. Of where you could communicate and network with people in there, and there was an opportunity for people. I feel like the demise of Radar probably led to a lot of people not being able to execute those dreams that they had of wanting to work within the industry.
Can I be honest with you? When that happened, I thought that was it.
Yeah, of course.
I thought this dream that I've kept to myself, because when I was interning at Radar, I even hid it from my parents. Bear in mind, I was in my mid-20s at the time. I hid it from my parents. I'm like, because to us in our culture, it's not a realistic thing. Listen, I've yapped on about this for like, I think across almost every episode I've done. But then, it's not like a real thing, is it? But then when Radar was really giving me that space, and then Ben would do the one-to-one sessions with me, like he'll be like, well, we'll do some practices with like the faders and like the board and stuff. And then he'll be like, all right, cool. Have you got an extra 30 minutes to do a demo? I'll be like, yeah. Like, I didn't really have that space until I went to West Sides. But then if it wasn't for Radar giving me that space to record and save all my stuff, even just showing what I've learned from using like Myriad, I wouldn't have got that space somewhere else. Shout out
the broadcast assistant and the assistant producers, the Myriad gang, the Adobe Audition gang.
Listen, they put me on audition, all of it.
Come on, man,
all of it.
Yeah, that's funny enough. That's all I studied in university.
Yeah.
So in university, I studied music broadcasting.
Yeah.
And
Staffordshire, wasn't it?
Yeah, Staffordshire. Yeah. And that was a mixture of learning radio production along with learning radio presenting and just the music industry as a whole. So you could either go down the label route, you could go down the production route, or you could go down like the presenting route.
Yeah.
And my class was there was 9 of us.
Oh.
It was 9 of us.
Really?
8 white boys and me.
Shut up.
Straight up. 8 white boys and me.
So how was that? Like, who from your course has gone on to do stuff in the field? Because you see sometimes this is a very competitive field, and especially from uni, I always felt that people that did it at uni had the advantage, because when I was interning, I was 25. I just turned 25. Interning with people who was younger, 17, they're about to go uni, so they're doing it quickly for the summer as part of their portfolio because they did AS media, So how was it in your class?
Out of all the people that done it and graduated, I think me and I think another person that he presents in Canada.
Oh.
But it's like a community radio station in Canada.
Okay.
But he was originally Canadian anyway, so he just moved back home.
Okay.
And it's done like a community radio station. So if you want to call it like the represent of Canada or so, that he does that. Aside from that, just me. It's just me. All the others, they went to go and get jobs in recruitment, in sales and things like that.
Because it's so competitive.
Because it was mad competitive, but also they would say, oh yeah, you had more of an advantage because you're from London, and they were all from random towns. I don't even want to call them cities. It was literally towns.
Especially up near Staffordshire.
Yeah, of course. They're now from Stratford upon Avon, from Shrewsbury, Scunthorpe, all these types of random areas, from Dudley and all them type of places there. So yeah, with that, and then even with getting to that course, so I knew what I wanted to do from when I was 17.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to work within the music industry, but I didn't want to be a rapper. that I just knew.
Can you tell them again that there's actually other
Yeah,
jobs
yeah,
in the
yeah,
industry,
yeah.
especially when you're that age as well, thinking
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, people think that the main job is for you
have
to
to rap.
be
No,
behind,
no.
like, you have to be the one behind the mic, but then really there's jobs behind the camera.
I used to make music, but the thing was, I don't like attention, which is weird. Like I do this, but I don't like attention.
I don't think you'll be the only person to say that.
Like, I don't. If we were in the era of back then of wearing masks, I casually would have continued. But I don't like attention. So yeah, from there, like I knew what I wanted to do from like 17, and I didn't want to go university originally.
Oh, is it?
I didn't want to go,
Okay.
but like my mum was adamant in me going, but she was more wanting to go. She was more like, I would like you to, because none of her male son, like her sons, have graduated from university.
Okay.
So it was sort of like a sentiment where I said to her, like, cool, if I go, let me do what I want to do. And she was like, of course. She was like, yo, my mum's always been one of those mums where like, do what you want to do. As long as you're happy and you're proud and you're dedicated to this, I'll support you 100%.
Amazing.
So yeah, from there, then went to uni and I studied broadcast journalism originally.
Okay.
And then I failed one of my modules, which was law for journalists. And then they were like, you could redo the year again, or you could take another course. I was like, what's the other courses? And then the first thing they said to me was music broadcast. I said, brother, sign me up for that now. I said, you know what? I read about that course before I joined you, man. But sign me up for that right now. And then my tutor was like, yeah, to be fair, I think that would be more ideal for you anyway. Like knowing your history and knowing like what we've discussed in the past, like it would be more ideal for you.
Okay.
So I went straight into second year. And then from there, literally what I thought was like,
you didn't have to start again?
I didn't have to start again. I continued. Because I passed everything else.
Yeah, it was just that one module. Yeah,
it was just that. So they were like, if you want to do... And I was like, I don't care. I don't want to be no news reporter. Don't want to be a journalist. I don't really care for that. If I want to do journalism, I want to do it specifically just in music. So, yeah, literally that was it. And then from there continued. Thank God, graduated with a 2-1. Then from there, worked in One Extra. So yeah, because I was interning, and everyone had their internships in like local community stations. Okay. And then there's me that comes through with, I just done my work experience for a month in One Extra. And then from there, they were just like, yo, who do you think you are? You feel me? Like, who do you think you are? Because I wasn't really seen as like a favourite in that class. Oh. But it was until, because, you know how it is, man. You know how the game is. But then it's like, when I came through with that, they were like, oh, we might have to take this Chris guy a bit serious now. Yeah. So, yeah, from that, done that, graduated, came back. Then I started working at One Extra. I worked there for like 3 years as an assistant producer. Then from there, I left One Extra. Then I worked with P. Montana for a year. Like, not even a year, it was for time that I worked with P. And during this period, P pitched to me saying, you know what, he wanted to start his own indie label, which was Rabway. And he had just been offered the chance to record a project with Red Bull. Okay. With Red Bull at that time. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll come on board with him and Funks. And that summer was honestly probably one of my favourite summers, where every day we were at Red Bull recording, every single day, every weekday, we were recording for about 6 weeks.
So what was the project like? Was it like multiple songs?
Multiple songs? Yeah. At that time, you got to think that was 2017. Okay. So that was when Afro Swing was in its highest heights. Yeah. That's when it was in its peak. And yeah, every day someone new was coming through. NSG before they got signed. Tion when he just came out of jail. Miss Banks. Lotto Boys when they were scorching hot at that time.
Did he work with Mo Stack as well?
He didn't. No.
Okay.
There was who was there? Big Tobes was on there. Pagey Cakey was on there. Oh God, who else?
Because I remember downloading this on it was on Apple Music at the time, because this was before I did the jump to Tidal.
Yeah. The wisest decision.
Imagine, honestly, I'm a snake because of Beyonce.
It makes sense. Yeah. Great sound quality as well.
And then I was just like, when I saw like P. Montana, I was like, do you know how crazy it is that P Montana has done this. It's so crazy. So to know that you were really part of creating that is so amazing.
It was one of those things there, like P had the vision and the idea. Him and Funks had the vision and the idea. All I did was just help aid him execute this. And I said, okay, if you do this, have this and this and this as a single, and we're going to take this to X, Y, and Z, and we're going to get this done. Like that whole period of time, we're working with P. We went to, so me single-handedly, I just used all my reps that I had at radio stations. So like what a PR company would do, like a radio plugger, would do. That I just said, you know what, we've got this project. I took this to him to have interviews on Rep, interviews on Rinse, interviews on West Side, but also make sure we get an interview on One Extra, interview on Capo Extra, interview on, you feel me? Like all these different...
You're really doing that with the PR.
You feel me? So that was the PR side, and already that's something that man would invest like 3 to 5 bags on.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no, we cut costs there. Cool. Yeah. Video-wise, going to GRM, and shout out to Alex and Jack and Sequib that were out there, and Tony that were out there as well, and they helped us with obviously getting the premieres and things like that, and giving us that support on that side, but also getting the write-ups and things along that. So that's already a cost that would have been there. Then at the time as well, because of me being at One Extra, I knew Austin. So then I could go to Austin and say, yo, Spotify playlist support, what we saying? Like, you feel me? That's already another cost that's been cut off just through knowing people. Same thing of going to Apple, going to Ryan. Ryan, we're working with this at this moment of time. What can you do? Get the playlist in for that. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. And from there, it was just so many different things. We're just cutting costs in. Obviously, a lot of my peers were working within labels at that time. So bringing them down to events. And the majority of them knew P anyway because of university days. He was the soundtrack to their uni nights out. And he was DJing at the events that they were going to. So, yeah, from there. And also, obviously, Funks is so plugged into the industry as well. So that was that there.
Do you know, like, from what you're saying, the main message that I get from this is that there's so much power in relationships.
100%.
Like, 100%. Because, like, I'm even thinking of, like, even when I'm working with my young people, like, a lot of them, they're at that point in life where they're really thinking, okay, so what's next in life after college, and even making decisions after school. And I've told them, listen, there is so much power. I had this conversation, what's today, Wednesday? This was just on Thursday, like, so a week ago. I just had this conversation with 2 different young people. I'm like, there's so much power in who you know, so be mindful of the relationships that you have with people. So wherever you go, leave that lasting impression, because especially in the music industry, oh my God, there's so many people, but it's so small at the same time. And those relationships, like, they go a long way, right?
Yeah. I remember, I can give you a funny story. So before, in my early days of podcasting, like around 2016, I done an after hours episode in the One Extra Studios. That episode had me, my cousin Mike's, my boy Andrew, but then I think 4 of the people that I invited as well were Shay, who she presents on Represent but works for Trapstar now.
Okay.
And she ended up interning with me as well, like shadowing me whilst I was working there. Cass, who now has a show on One Extra.
Okay.
And who used to shadow me as well when I was working there.
Okay.
Henry.
As in Henry.
Yeah, Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't even need to say much.
We don't need to say. I remember, like, one
busy.
of my first big interviews, is there was this PR girl, Sophie. Oh my God, R.I.P. Sophie. Like, Sophie. For real, R.I.P. Sophie. Like, I remember showing up to this interview and it was going to be the biggest thing that I have done to date. Like, this was in 2017. And then there was like 4 girls there, and one of them was Henry. Yeah. So seeing her now is crazy, but it's so nice because she's literally the same spirit. She's the same person. So it's so nice.
Like Henry, and then the other person was Jeremiah.
Really?
He's on Radio
One Extra.
1 as well. Yeah, he's on Radio 1. So, and seeing that, I think, and even with
Radio
that,
1, sorry.
I think that was, I hope I'm not wrong with this. Even if I'm wrong, I don't really care. But I think that was Jeremiah and Henry's first time at One Extra, actually in the building. I think, because from there, Henry was then doing the 6-week intern whilst I was working there.
Okay.
And then everything just went higher and
boom,
higher
boom,
and higher
boom
from
after
there.
that.
But yeah, there's so many people that I remember the entry point of when they came into the industry, and then they've just gone on to do great things. Rob Bruce, I remember when he firstly came into Capital Extra, and that was just a beautiful thing. And then even when I firstly met him, it was just like, I know you.
Yeah.
Like that. Joel, who was at Spotify, I remember him when he firstly got the job at One Extra as an assistant producer. I remember he shouted me asking for like a bit of advice on things. Yeah, there's so many people, so many people that, and all it comes down to is just connections that
Honestly.
I've been blessed and fortunate enough that 10 years later, I still have those relationships with people.
Yeah.
Of relationships I've built with like, not only just them, but artists and just, you know, certain entities and brands and stuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely would say you never know who is gonna become what tomorrow.
Honestly.
So you just have to, and it's not even just a sense of you just doing it just because, you know, you want favors or bringings from people.
But then you just have to focus on what's important.
Just respect.
Which is the craft. And also having respect for those around you.
Just respect.
While doing that. Because I feel like, okay, so you see where before I did the intro, we were going to go into the Americans.
Sorry, my bad. We just diverted,
Oh, no, don't worry. Hey, we're podding. This is what we do. We're podding. We're podding. But then this is going to go into... one of the questions I have for you.
Okay.
So one thing I cannot stand, and I really hate it, maybe it's because I'm just not about that life, is when Americans come here and they're like, oh, they really want to go to the hood. Like, and I also saw this in Ghana recently, where Americans like were visiting Ghana, and then there was one, should I say names? I said I said okay. DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly went to Nima, I believe. Was it Nima he went to? Yeah, he went to Nima to see the hood. And I just want to know, like, of course you're not American, but then like, what the hell is this obsession of like when you people travel, they must see other hoods? Or is it because we're British and we're portrayed the type of way that they feel like we can never live that life? But why do you think it's so important for them to see that?
It's a fetish that they have of wanting, is a weird fetish that they have of wanting verification and to feel certified. That, you know, because you got to remember in America that they go by this whole no-fly zone. You've got to check in when you come here, and they go by, they have those types of rules and they go by those standards.
Who's the one that they check in with is it Houston? Jay Prince.
Jay Prince.
I was like...
And then you got Trick in Detroit, no-fly zone.
You see? Okay, And I'm just like, okay... We don't really do that here.
There, yeah. You can't turn around and say that. The only person that I've seen that executed with over here was Dipset with Mega Man. Of where Dipset were not allowed to perform here. Anytime they tried to perform over here,
I was going to use that as an example.
Run the readies.
Yeah.
Mega Man said, run those readies.
I was going to use that as an example.
Because I
did hear that. I did hear that like many years ago. I was like, damn shit.
Until they pay that debt.
Not that debt.
Pay that debt, B.
Because it almost seems like, because here's the thing, like the Americans can come here and they can sort of like be like, oh, we want to go see this, we want to go see that. They don't really realise how intrusive that might look sometimes, because I feel like there's a little bit of intrusion there as well.
It's exploiting.
Because it's almost like you're coming to check, like, let me see if you lot are like really about it. That's what that.
But then they just
like
want an Instagram picture. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because like honestly, there are a lot of Americans go by. And this isn't to scrutinize. Shout out to the Americans. Some of you, some of you are weird.
Yeah.
Even though some of you don't know Pop Your Collar, but I don't know. Weird.
Okay, what the fuck?
Yeah, I generally didn't know about that.
I did not know, but I thought it was like a running joke on socials. What one is it? Like the last 2 days? I thought it was just a joke. Yeah. But then I saw the video is true.
I don't understand. So it was just a UK song?
Pop Your Collar. I remember do you remember getting Sky back in the day?
Of course, MTV Base.
And then Kiss, The Box, all of that. They would have that song on simultaneously.
Of course. So it wasn't released in America then?
I need to do we need to do the research,
this
because
is weird.
It's really it's so confusing. Like Usher.
Like, yeah, what? I don't get it.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Because you know they claim everything. The Americans
claim the N-word. They claim everything, man.
They claim everything.
They claim black people. They claim everything.
Oh my God.
Man. Oh yeah.
Do you know what? So the road I was sort of going down with that is, I'm just thinking about the state of music right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And because here's the thing, I feel like back in the day, we used to do a lot of things to appease our American friends, because it's sort of like, if you really wanted to be successful in music, you had to break America.
Right.
So the reason why we went down that rabbit hole is because it's almost like we needed this approval. And when they come here, it's like they're coming to almost check us to see how authentic we are and if it matches up to them.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like, right now, I think I've got like 4 questions rolled up in one.
Yeah.
But we'll go step by step. Do we need to break America now?
You always need to. Unfortunately, you're always gonna need to, just because of like it is, one of the key landmarks in just everything, whether it may be music, fashion, film, everything that you have to break America. Fortunately, unfortunately. So yeah, we still do need, not to say approval, but we still do need to, appeal to them. Yeah, I would say appeal to them, I would say, yeah.
Because it's just like, because now the music industry has changed.
In the past 10 years,
it has changed so rapidly. We have TikTok, we have multiple streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And also we have the internet, of course, which we've had the growth of the internet.
Yeah.
In the past 20 years, we've got like YouTube and stuff. So to really showcase yourself as an artist is as so much as just propping your phone up and recording yourself, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm also thinking about like, it's good that you added all the other avenues like fashion and other parts of our culture, because I don't know, my mind went back to that clip of Denzel Washington saying he didn't know who Damson Idris was.
Yeah.
That's a damn lie. He knew who.
He
knows who he is, because. And then that was another example of like, when we do something, do we always need them? Because America's very big. Because look, if you look at like their influences there, they don't need outside of America. They don't need the Caribbeans. They don't need the Europeans.
They think they don't need it, but they do.
It is true.
Yeah,
but then also,
they don't.
Of course, there's accessibility within the internet as well. So we all don't have to live in the same place. But then I'm thinking about when it comes to music, I just feel like in America, the different states are so big. Your people can really just support what you're doing there, and there you've blown. You can do shows in the clubs. You can sell out, certain size type venues with just your area. But then what are we, I don't want to say missing, because in the UK, I feel like it takes so much just for the UK scene to really get behind an artist, even just like their fandom kind of like.
UK behind UK?
Yeah.
You mean, okay.
I think it takes a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And you almost need like another cosign of somebody big in the UK to blow. But then what do you think it would really take now for an artist to really make it?
I think the issue is that with a lot of artists is that they need to establish who their cult audience is and their cult following. So the reason why, to answer the first part of what you said, the reason why it seems harder for us is because you got to remember the UK space is very London centric.
True.
It's very, very London centric. That if you're looking at music, fashion, film, film, then you're looking at the UK. Aside from that, I think the only popular industry aside from London is TV, is Manchester. In TV is Manchester. Yeah, it is Manchester. But everything else is very London centric. So you've got to make it here. If you look at all like your likes of your Bugsy Malones, your H's, all of these people that have been big in Manchester or big in Birmingham.
It's like just another city.
It's another city, but then and they're big and they're massive in their city, but they always look at it for like, I've got to conquer London. I've got to move to London. I've got to be in London. To a point where I think H even moved to London for a while as well.
Okay.
It was just like everything is very London centric, London based. You've got to be around here. Whereas with America, it's like you've got New York, which is such a big space. Miami, that's such a big space. LA, that's a big space. You've got down south, Texas, which is such a big space. You know, you've got all of these in Midwest, which is such a big space within itself as well. That is not just for them. And then even with them, they look at it and feel, okay, I've got to be big down south, but also I've got to relate to those down south because there's a whole new world, there's a whole new space. I've got to be relevant in the East Coast because that's where the big entities and brands are. If you look at every single brand, what do they always have? New York, Los Angeles, Paris, London, and then probably might be a Tokyo or something like that. Some might have a Miami or something along those lines. That's their saying that these are the main places you need to conquer. You feel me? So I think, for us, the issue is with the UK is that they just need to tap into who their core audience and cult following and cult audience is and just cater to them. Just cater to them. Success is very subjective. Not everyone's going to be able to do the Cinch numbers, the D-Block Europe numbers. But it's one of those things there. If I have a cult following of where I have the same people popping up in Hull, in Blackburn, in Newcastle Underline, in Birmingham, in Nottingham, in London, and let's say I'm just doing like 300, 400 capacity shows, but every one of them is selling out. Ain't that successful? And they're buying into my brand. Ain't that successful?
You have a point.
You feel me?
That is a huge point. Do you know, I was just thinking about radio very quickly because doing radio, I saw firsthand how people are very reliant on radio plays. Do you still feel like people are still as reliant for radio plays now?
I think what it is, I think a lot of people have got this ancient blueprint to what success is. And it is so subjective. One thing that works for one may not work for another.
Right.
Gone are the days of thinking, oh, I'm an artist, I need to invest in PR, I need to invest in a radio plugger, I need to invest in this. No, if I've got a mad cult following, I can turn around and tell all of them, say, listen, we are linking up outside Shoreditch train station at 7:00. Here is a boombox. Take this QR code. We're going to turn this place up. All you man buy my single. And then from there, the noise will gravitate. Those that are walking out of the station or walking to the station are thinking, what is this? What's going on? Who is that? Oh, what's this song? Oh, what's that? Man doesn't need to make noise. And we're in the DIY stage. We're in the DIY era.
You brought me to my next question, so that rounded off perfectly.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think about DJ AG? Because his focus was really to just uplift the community.
Of course, yeah.
And first of all, I think he's just so amazing.
Of course, yeah.
Like he's literally outside like every day. Like he's wearing like his 2 jackets.
Yeah.
He has like
them jackets.
These those jackets
and the branding with them hats as well.
I know, like he's really outside. Like, you know, when someone says someone's outside working, he's literally outside working. And what he was doing, we could see it. But then, of course, it caught the attention of a lot of our favourites, not even just from the UK. You had people like I saw Mr. Vegas on there the other day.
Vegas was on there, yeah.
Tiwa Savage said that she came just for him. You had like the old school, oh my God, Kelly LaRock.
Yeah. All the UKG lot and the Funky House lot as well that have been doing bits on there.
It's been so amazing because I think his influence and just his presence, I think he's kind of refueled people a little bit. I think people in the industry that might have been at that creative block stage, I don't know, that's just what I'm naming it as.
Agreed, yeah.
It's like, right, this person went on there, now I need to pull up.
Yeah.
So for me, I think he's having an amazing influence, not just on the community, like what he intended, but then also the music scene. I think he has woken a lot of people up. Yeah. So what do you think about him?
I agree 100%. What AG is doing is that he's just continuing what sound system culture originally was. That when you go to the likes of like your sound system, so your like your Saxon sound or, you know, things along those lines, like those types of guys were pulling up, as you see them pull up in a carnival with their sound system and just providing vibes for the community and bringing the community together to dance and to party. That's exactly what AG has done. AGs, the Mac 10s as well. That's exactly what these guys have done. And also a lot of artists have used it as a promotional tool.
Yeah.
To help either revive their career or part of a rollout as well, a campaign rollout, because of the amount of engagement that's on there, the amount of eyes and ears that are locked in. But again, that's part of the DIY era that we're in now. And I feel like he's contributed to it heavily.
And I feel like I said, a lot of people, listen, they were taking their rest. They were in the back. They were sleeping. They were coming down. Yeah. But a lot of them woke up. Like, I'm very sure I saw Criminal on there.
Yeah, it was Grim and Little Nasty.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
His career upsets me so much, bro.
I couldn't. And again, ties in very well. Literally ties in so well.
Yeah.
But why? Because he was like, when I was growing up, like in East, it was
Grim
just
the golden boy. Grim was the golden boy. And that's your area as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Newham.
Yeah, Grim was the golden boy. You got to think. It's like this, yeah. I would like to say Criminal is the first grime nippo baby that we've had.
Okay.
In the sense of...
Oh, yes.
That's
just registered properly, yes.
You're the first nippo baby that we've had in grime to some extent. Your brother is Marcus Nasty. Your brother is Mac 10. Your brother is Little Nasty. You are around Nasty Crew. You are around Getz. You're around D-Double. You're around Kano. You're around all these people. You're the golden boy. Like, literally, the torch has been given to you. And it's just like, it just didn't happen. And it's unfortunate. There's been a few nippo babies in grime. Yeah. And I don't want to use the term babies to like disrespect them or in any way. Or
no, but then they were birthed from something. Yeah, they were birthed from something, yeah.
And same thing with Ice Kid. Ice Kid, like, sister was part of Big Brothers. And it's just like, you were given the torch from Wiley as you're the next one. In that Westwood freestyle with him and Chip, I should have said Redacted, sorry. DJ Redacted. That freestyle,
I was about to be with
DJ Redacted, sorry. It was, yes, Chip was the one who took that moment, but everyone was originally there for Ice Kid. And if anything with Criminal, like Criminal was the chosen one at that point. And I just think sometimes, unfortunately, some people was like, heavy is the head that holds the crown. You know,
I mean, and here's the thing, there could be like a number of reasons why a lot of people that we thought, again, that would be next up, that would really make it big. To be honest, whatever big actually is to us in music, because again, it's different, it's subjective, different levels to
I think
everyone.
It's when you look at their peers and see like where they went to, you see what Chip done.
Gets.
Like when you see their peers of what they done, even like what Strider was doing at that point.
Oh my God! Yes.
One of the most disrespected artists. I will always say this.
Tinchy Strider?
Every podcast I go on to, I say Tinchy Strider is one of the most disrespected artists in this country. That what that man achieved.
Because even when he went mainstream, it
was good.
It worked.
It was good.
Like,
man, I forget. It was good.
I'll never forget. Oh my God, guys, this is such a throwback here. I'll never forget. Like, I don't know what year it was, but I think it was my last time at Stratford Rex. Yeah, Stratford Rex, guys.
You guys are so lucky to have had that. Man.
Anyone that's under 25 listening to this from the UK, lucky. You have no idea.
You guys are so lucky to have Stratford Rex.
Stratford Rex, and then I remember Tinchy Strider coming to perform, and then he performed like his mainstream hits, and let me tell you this was a Ghana independence party.
Oh yeah, no surprise. But
it went off.
Of course.
Like it went off.
Isn't that the time when you had
love to have him
the Ghana Star in the Hood t-shirts as well?
That's exactly what he wore. I'm very sure I could put money on it. Like that's what he wore. Like people like him and Criminal, I would love to get. Oh, would Criminal? I don't think he would, but
possibly. It could be a story to end up having. I mean, I remember when I done the interview with Strider on Rinse, and then. Like halfway through it, I was thinking, bro, it's you, bro. I was thinking, it's you. But there's a lot of artists that you do look back on and think like should have had it and just didn't. And I think as well is because you got to remember the scene at that point. No one was really monetizing like that. It's either you really were or you really weren't.
Because it was popularity that really sold you.
You had to get signed.
Yeah.
And that was the ancient blueprint I was talking about beforehand of saying you had to get signed. You had to go through this type of stage or, process.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just didn't, and they just realized, real life is calling. Like, I can't bank into this hobby if there's no money that's involved in it.
Because up until like YouTube, the only thing that I can remember where people showcase their talents was Lord of the Mics.
That
was the only thing that I could remember. The channel U's,
the regional DVDs that people had. So the overall ones would be like your Risky Roads, your The Decks, your what's the other one called? Aim High, all them type of DVDs. And then obviously the rap side would have been like Street Selected.
Yeah.
But that was more like, those men were just gang members that just wanted to diss their ops. That's all it was. Gang members or reformed trappers. That's all it was. Yeah.
Not reformed trappers.
Do you remember the era? Like, I feel like a lot of people forget this era, yeah. Do you remember?
Sorry, I know.
This was probably during around Meek Mill MMG era, yeah.
I know exactly.
And then the UK wise, you had a lot of road guys rapping, but these man were fucking shit. They had absolutely no talent, but because they were road youths and they weren't lying about what they were talking about,
you couldn't tell them.
You could not tell them anything.
Like there were some people who were still like, they were good, but then they were really more of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So the music was just like, I'm just slapping this on top. Like certain cancelled rappers that I won't name. Like they had the lifestyle. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Very well, like, very well. Very, very well.
Yeah, like that's the first person that I thought of. I'm like, yeah, they had it, but then
yeah, but there was some that were absolutely talentless. Absolutely talentless.
And then the
it sounded like they were reading a text with Braille.
Right.
Like, it sounded like they were reading a text with Braille over an instrumental.
A text, because you know Braille.
Yes, that's what it sounded like. The man were reading. It was horrible.
Listen, so you know, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Right, listen, before my eyeliner runs, I'm reading a text in Braille. Jesus Christ. So, you know, a little while ago, there was the thing, well, let's just say before the new year, there was a thing on the internet. I think it was more of the Gen Zs versus millennials. That's how I see it. They are Gen Zs or no. They are
the Gen Zs
below us, right? Yeah. So it was sort of like Gen Zs versus millennials. They were like, oh, we need to give up this grime thing because it's just like nostalgia. And then there was the argument where it was like, no, because I'm very sure I saw you jump on this argument on Twitter. And then it was sort of like, nah, like the people that you lot are listening to, they're birthed from this.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that whole argument of grime being just like a nostalgic moment? And it's almost like it's not respected by the newer generation in a weird way. Maybe those that make music have a respect for it, but then what about those that don't?
I think the problem is with grime is that you have to look at a lot of the topics that MCs speak about within grime.
True.
I feel like they're very immature, firstly. They still call each other bocats.
Okay.
It's weird things like that. Like, and also is like a lot of the topics that they do speak about do seem very, very immature. And also the problem is that a lot of grime guys, I mean, you got the few that are doing it now, like Chip has done it with the grime scene savior. D-Double's done it with I think he done it with Reload Kings that he just released the other day. Maximum's been doing it with the sets. Spyro's been doing it from how long? Mac 10's been doing the same thing as well. Novelist has been doing it. AG's
Novelist
been
has really been working lately.
Novelist is like, I always say Novelist is like the UK Chief Keef of where he's like a young OG.
Yeah. He really is. Oh my God, when I learned how old he was, I was shocked because he is immensely talented.
Novelist is well beyond his years.
Yeah.
He's well beyond his years.
He's very smart because I heard him on, I think it was on HC Pods he went on. It's been a while, but then just hearing him and I was just like...
He's a student of the game.
Yeah, like he's such an intelligent guy. Yeah.
I think you've got those that are trying to create new moments, but the problem is that a lot of grime, the majority of grime is that they center it based off of nostalgia. So it's a refix of a beat from 2005, 2006, and it's just sort of like, no, let's make new beats, let's make new anthems. You feel me?
I'm putting my hand up because you're going into the next part again.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No. Because I just wanted to read this tweet, This is from you, right? This tweet is from you, okay?
Yes.
So this was like late 2024.
Yeah.
There was a video and it was Skepta, Jamie Gets, Chip, D-Double, Frisco performing a grime set at there was an event by Puma, I believe,
the Skepta event.
Okay. Chris said, controversial take, but I'm getting bored of these types of sets. They're glorified PAs. I'm hearing the same bars over the same cycle of beats. It's repetitive. Unless it's a set where I'm hearing new bars or the MC sound enthusiastic, forget it. I'm not here for karaoke sets. When I saw that, I said, oh, okay. And then there was, you see, late last year, there was a few like events that have happened where it was kind of the similar thing. The same MC show up. It is a lot of like, but then I can't like, can I be honest? I'm all for nostalgia.
Oh yeah, of course. So I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
Yeah. I think we all are. Yeah. But I didn't think about it that way. But then when you said that, I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, my question was after that, so when does it change and how do they view that change possibly? So going back to that tweet, it ends really well with what you were just saying.
Yeah.
What do you think would make it different? Is it a new set of... Would it be like, okay, if I build this scenario, so you see in this video, there was Skepta, Jamie Gets, Chip, D-Double and Frisco, right?
Yeah.
Would it be better if maybe there was like a mixture of like some of like the newer kids that can do grime?
Okay, so with that one, I would say what would make it different is, firstly, I understand for that specific event, you had to do what you had to do because it's not really a grime crowd, a grime audience that's there.
Yeah.
I definitely understand. So familiarity.
Yeah.
You have to end up giving the consumer what they're familiar with. And that's just a general consumer. So me being the grime fan that I am is I will be the snob that will be like, oh, I know this already. This is boring. You feel me?
Yeah.
But then when you come into like the territory of where you're catering to us, hence what Chip done with like the grime scene Xavier set, and what Doubles done with Reload Kings and things like that, is sort of like, okay, cool. You can get away with repeating some of these bars, but you're sprinkling it with new bars as well. Or there's a surprise element. So even if you're giving us that nostalgia with a surprise element, for instance, when we see someone like Bruiser come out, we don't see him all the time. So when we see Bruiser, we're like, rah, that's Bruiser.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in ages. If a criminal comes out, a bit rah, that's Grim. Ain't seen him in ages. Spit all that old shit, I don't really mind. Same way where I've been seeing like Rough Squad come out. And I'm like, rah, Rough Squad.
They are busy.
They're the kings of Ghana, man.
They're
the kings of Ghana. I say Ghanaians. I have random tangent. I say every Ghanaian in London is either related to one of the three people: a member of Rough Squad, a member of the Composers, or a member that's part of OFB.
Oh, stop!
It's part of OFB. Somehow, some ways linked to a Heady One and OFB. I will say those three. Those three, every Ghanaian somehow, you went church with a member of Rough Squad or with a member of the Composers, or somehow, some way, your mum, auntie knows a member of OFB.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's actually so scary because Ghanaians were all connected because we use the term cousin so loosely. Where everyone's do you know I've started changing that now? Yeah. I've started changing it the last like 2-3 years maybe because I'm like, some of you, no, we are not related.
Exactly.
But then it's, oh God, I might need to do that research.
Yeah, I'm telling you, honestly, those three, I always say it. But yeah, go into that, like that surprise element there.
Yeah.
Or let's say, for instance, someone like Shizzle, we haven't seen in years. If Shizzle was to pop up on a set, that would be exciting. Yeah. You feel me? That's what I'm saying, is that add a surprise element into this.
Even like a Napa.
Oh, you feel me?
But then does he lives in Dubai now or something, right?
Napa, man. He's doing PT.
Yeah,
he's a PT. He's like he's a boxing trainer. I think he was Peter. I don't know if it was Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh.
Or even KSI as well.
Oh, really?
But he's got a big roster still.
Oh, he's working. He's got a massive roster. Okay.
But yeah, it's just like add a surprise element that's there. It's not every day that's the same faces and the same bars every single time. Even if it's the same faces and the same bars, sprinkle it with something new and create new classics. Something I rate what Skepta and JME done, and they do, is they create new classics, new bars. Same thing as what Gets and Chip do. New classics, new bars, new sing-alongs. I just feel like with some others that, even with Frisco, I've seen Frisco do like a 30-minute set of him by himself, spitting new bars. And I'm just like, yo, you man can do this when you want to.
Yeah.
But I get it. Some places, familiarity, I feel. But then when you're in this domain, in the realm with us, proper real core fans, give us something new.
Give us something
which
new.
You lot do tend to do. But again, with everything, no one saw any other tweet that I said aside from that. I have
the whole thing.
Yeah. So called a lot of things during that period. You're not a real fan.
Yeah. The other tweet that you said, is the "you're not qualified to critique" convo is air. If you're a paying consumer and you're not satisfied with what you've bought into, you have a right to talk. For example, if you buy food, you have the right to say whether you like it or not, despite not having the ability to cook.
Facts. Facts.
Oh my God, hold on. Why did I screenshot this? Because I had a whole little folder. Like, you see, whenever I have a guest, if there's anything I can use, like,
of
hold
course.
on. What's this one? Jonathan Coachman is aware. Oh, okay. We'll go into that.
He's worried, man. No, because that guy, bro.
I actually didn't. Okay, we'll go into that in a second. We'll go into
wrestling.
We'll go into wrestling in a second.
Yeah.
But, so, as somebody that's worked in radio, I'm sure, I don't know if you still get it now because I still do. Bear in mind, I haven't done radio in like 2 years. Do you still get emails with people's music attached to it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So for any of those people listening, or for anyone that you could give some advice to, because listen, you have a clean but busy CV. If there's anybody that wants to get into this space, I'll say let's just not limit it to music, because I feel like you do a lot, right?
Creative.
What are some of the things that they need to think about?
I would say, firstly, what are you passionate about? That's the first thing. What are you passionate about? And do not watch the bag, man. Don't watch the bag. Don't do content just for the bag. If money's your incentive and your motive behind this, there's other get rich quick schemes that you could do. There's others. And find your niche. Find your niche, whatever it is that you're passionate about, whether it may be music, whether it may be anime, whether it may be chess, whether it may be fashion, whether it may be cooking, whether it may be food in general, whether it may be alcohol, whatever it is, just find your niche and just go into that and cater to that audience, whether it may be one person, 10 people, 100 or 1,000 people, cater to them. And lastly, work smart, not hard. Work smart, not hard.
I hear
Something that, when like our class, if you want to call it that, so it's, oh yeah, work hard, man, and consistency and blah, 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 blah. Bruv, there's people that are in positions now that worked a third of the amount of time that we've been out here for. And that's what we want. I don't want you to have to get something that took me 2 years, you in 2 years. Yeah. Get it in 6 months. Work smart, not hard. That's one thing I definitely would advise. But also, find your niche and find what you're passionate about.
That is great advice. That's great. Okay, going into wrestling, because I'm sure there was a reason why I came to going into wrestling.
Yes.
Right.
Let's talk.
Listen, if those of you don't know, I think maybe like the last episode or the 2 episodes ago, I get featured sometimes on the Kick Out podcast, guys. Go and check that out. If you are a wrestling fan. If you're not a wrestling fan, skip forward about 7 minutes.
Oh, subscribe to Rest Things as well. Shout out to Rest Things, my guys, my brothers.
Oh, I think they're fun. Oh, I think I got a message from one of them the other day.
Yeah, definitely tap in with them.
Yeah, listen.
Definitely tap in with them.
Well, I'll put that in the description box.
Thank you.
But those of you who only watch SoNicky podcast or listen to it or just know me from like my personal page, I think you would have seen the wrestling content too. But I've been a WWE fan since I was like 8 or 9 years old. Actually, maybe 7. Because I was really young, and it was my cousin that got into it, and oh my God, he wouldn't even watch it now. He would not even watch like 20 minutes of it. He would be like, just
it's not
stop.
the same anymore, man. Where's The Rock? Where's Stone Cold?
It's the same.
If anything, I can't lie. I've been telling people, unpopular opinion, this era is better than Attitude Era.
This is the best time. Like, I do that show with Ryan and DJ Ace, and they are, oh my God, die-hard fans. And they both always say this every time we record. This is the best time to be a WWE fan.
Hands down.
So just before we close out, guys, just some small gist, because, this won't be out in time, but then by the time you guys hear this, Elimination Chamber would have just happened. And WWE is now on Netflix. So when I say I am watching everything, even things I've already seen, I'm watching it all over again. Even
NXT's lit right now.
NXT is lit. I don't watch it so much, to be honest with you, because I'm so consumed with Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels has been doing the greatest job of his scouting.
Really?
Yeah. Shawn Michaels is like as if he just went on Instagram and typed in sexy black fitness athletes. The clientele that is there right now in WWE and NXT is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, one, the women roster is amazing,
Yeah.
firstly. They're not just like, I'll be raw, I'll casually say it. With the old school ones, they were just glorified soft porn stars.
Yeah. Like, have you watched the Vince McMahon documentary?
Of course, yeah.
Oh my God. That was like even Trish talking about like if she wasn't like, she said that they were trying to work in a scene where she had to kiss another woman and she said nah, like she wasn't gonna do it, and she was the women's champion at the time.
Yeah, that was Mickey James.
Yeah, her and Mickey James.
Yeah.
And she was, back then it was called the Women's Championship. She was like, no. And she said the following Monday on Raw, she lost the title.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
It was soft porn. That's what it was back then. Now you've got actual inspirational athletes and they are 25 times better.
Honestly.
Than the Attitude Errors.
Like, yeah, because there was only like a few women who were like more athletes and the other ones as opposed to just being like the characters. Yeah, literally probably about 3 or 4. But then now you have like the Bianca Belair, my babes. You've got Naomi. You've got Tiff Stratton. You've got, what's her name?
Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax,
Becky Lynch, Jade
Lynch,
Cargill, even though
Cargill.
she's not around at the moment.
What a woman.
Like,
what a woman.
Like Jade Cargill, you've got
even Nia Jax, what a woman. Sorry, I have to go back to Nia Jax. Is amazing.
You see a face.
That's my babes, man.
Can I tell you a face? Nia Jax has a face. Guys, Google Nia Jax and tell me that woman's face is just beautiful. Not like near enough to perfect.
It's like even the other ones from NXT. You got Lash Legend. Jakari Jackson.
I want Lash Legend to be on the main roster a bit more.
She has to be. She will be.
Yeah.
Like her. You've got Jada Parker. You've got Kalani Jordan. You've got there's so many. There's what's
her name? Rodriguez.
Yeah, Raquel Rodriguez.
That's the one. Yeah.
You've got who's shorty who's just been brought up into. She was the last one in the women's Royal Rumble. Oh, what's her name?
In the Royal Rumble. She
I forgot her name.
Is it something?
She was literally the last person. She's the one that got eliminated by Charlotte.
The last person? Oh no. Okay, now I'm thinking of somebody else.
Oh, my mind's gone blank. My mind's gone absolutely blank.
I can't lie. I need to Google it.
There's so many women wrestlers right now that I'm genuinely invested in the scene and I proper enjoy it at this moment of time. The Chelsea Greens. You know,
that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, you got your Chelsea Greens, your B Liv.
She's really annoying, but then at the same time, she's like Liv Morgan. Yeah, like I can't lie, the fact that those titles change hands, the tag titles change hands the other night.
I think it's all part of the story of Jade.
Thing, because here's the thing. I have been saying it since before the Royal Rumble. I've been saying it on Kick Out Podcast, guys, that I want the Bianca Belair and what's her name, Naomi tag team to split. They do not need to be a tag team. And I did say that this whole storyline with Jade Cargill will come and car crash it. But then after Royal Rumble, I was like, okay, maybe not. But now I'm like, oh yeah. At Elimination Chamber, something's going to pop off. Yeah. Something's going to, or Jade Cargill comes back.
I think she's gonna either come back, but I think what needs to happen, I do think that we need to see a Naomi heel turn. We need it. Because the problem is with Naomi is that Naomi sits in a weird space amongst the women's roster. Yeah. That she has it all. She is in-ring ability, amazing. Great mic skills. She's beautiful. She's athletic.
Her
athleticism's another level.
Athleticism.
Yeah. Remember when she went viral from the Royal Rumble when she came out with her afro?
Yeah.
To a point, I think even Beyonce must have posted it. It was like, who's this woman?
Listen, she reminds me of like a woman Kofi Kingston in a weird way.
Yeah.
But she's
not gimmicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not gimmicky.
Yeah.
Like Naomi is another level. And the thing is that she is such a likable character and such a likable person. Like she has it all. Everything that's there, she has it all. The problem is with Naomi is that she's booked badly. Naomi's booked badly. She's only been, I think, women's champion like 3 times. And with that, she is married to Jimmy Uso. What the hell? Come on.
Do you know who I think is going to turn heel?
Who?
Cody Rhodes.
He needs to.
Do you think
his reign's been crap?
Ryan said this on, again, the last time we recorded Kick Out Pod, and I was like, no, he can't.
He has to.
But then I didn't see how it was going to happen. But then The Rock coming back to be like, oh, give me your soul. First of all, The Rock, chill out. Like, that's so...
Told him Illuminati. This is part
and
it's
also,
a secret society.
It's
What we
very
ask is
weird
trust.
for The Rock to be saying something like that. It's very odd to me.
Corporate champ.
Oh, listen.
We got to remember, like... It's what we're going to see right now with that whole give me your soul thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what we saw with Corporation back in the day, and then also what we saw with The Authority. Remember when Triple H had The Authority, of where it was Seth Rollins, Randy Orton,
when they had the Shield in their
Big
back
Show,
pocket.
and Kane, when it was all them lot.
Oh yeah, do you remember Corporate Kane?
Yeah, Corporate Kane. We need something like when he was wrestling with the shirt and trouser and shining shoe.
Oh my God, speaking of trouser and shoe, do you know who I flipping hate their outfit? Sorry guys, this is a WWE
it's
rant.
proper, really.
Yeah, do you know who I cannot stand? Flipping Gunther. Like,
even the Gunther's reign's been boring as well.
It's
been boring.
And because of the same hard shoe.
All these reigns have been boring. Like, the thing is, with Gunther, it was like, we wanted him to get the world heavyweight title. When he got it, it was like, all right, cool. But then it's like, what's really been done? And realistically, we know you're losing in WrestleMania. You have to lose at WrestleMania.
And the thing is, do you know what I didn't like as well? Was when, what's his name? Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. I can't lie, I was shocked.
I'm not surprised.
Really? I was like...
I had him as my dark horse.
I was like, swear down. Then when on the commentary, they were saying, oh, it's the biggest upset. And I'm like...
No, we've seen bigger upsets. We've seen bigger upsets.
We've seen bigger upsets.
From the top of my head, I can remember when Shinsuke Nakamura won it. It was just like,
let's not even talk about that because that was very silly.
That was just random. It's just like, oh,
and also, it's only because he creeps me out a little bit as well. But he's a bit odd. Like he's always creeps me out a little bit.
With that, it was just like sort of like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Because I don't know what kind of fighting. Yes, in ability, okay. I give it to him, but I would give him like around like 7 out of 10. But then for him to win the Royal Rumble and go forth to WrestleMania, I don't think that was his time to win that. This was what, 2018?
Yeah, I think it was around then.
That wasn't his time to win
even
that.
when Alberto Del Rio won a Royal Rumble, didn't he? I think he did.
He did.
And even with that, it was just like...
And then even then... I think he had some of the worst storylines. He was funny on the mic, but then his storyline was just weird, yeah. Like it was really odd.
I always tell man, I feel like that PG era we survived a really dark era. PG era was dark era. PG era is the reason why we probably hate John Cena. When he was just winning titles all the time, and it's like, come on, this is getting ridiculous now.
Because he was a children's character, wasn't he? Basically.
Never give up. Running down the ring.
Listen, I can't lie. Do you know what I see happening with John Cena? He is going to have a lot of losses in this, like his lap that he's doing right now.
Final lap.
And I can't believe this is how you know we grown. Like he came in like what 2002?
2002, yeah.
2002. I was in primary school in 2002.
Yeah,
okay,
2002, yeah.
And like till now, where it's like we're watching somebody retire, which is so crazy, but. Like I can't like kudos to John Cena, but I think he's gonna go on a bit of a losing streak.
We need to. What we needed from John Cena is that we needed heel Cena. That's what we needed. The guy said this as well, and I said I don't think that would have ever worked for him. We needed it because they teased it. Remember when he done the? I think it was it the Junk House, whatever match it was with him and Bray Wyatt in WrestleMania, where there was just bare different skits. Where it was weird, and then they had the NWO Cena.
Oh, yes.
There was the NWO Cena. And then it was just like, bruv, tease that. We want heel Cena. Because you see how heel Rock worked. Heel Rock worked because it was like, we love The Rock. We will always love The Rock. But sometimes cuss us. Sometimes give us something different.
No, but then on Monday, he said, was it Monday? Where did he come? He came to SmackDown. So it was on Friday. He was like, he said to someone in the audience, I will slap the syphilis off your face. And guys,
I loved it.
That is exactly where we're going to end.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. That's my guy. Final boss.
That's where we're going to end.
Final boss.
But listen, I think this conversation has been very insightful. And I want it to be empowering to others. So that's why we talked a lot about the music industry. And I'm glad that you brought up the stuff about your role, because I had the whole Rolodex on my phone.
Oh, thank you, man.
But then we did go through it very well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's what I thought. I thought we went through it very well. So please tell people where to find you, and please talk about the podcast as well.
Yeah. At Chris the Capo on Twitter and Instagram. No one uses Snapchat anymore, do they?
I mean, my Snapchat just people are knowing it.
Yeah. I mean,
you can give out the snap if you want.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, if you want.
I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's Capichulo. That's what it is. It's Capichulo. That's what I told you. It's a so
I don't know what my Snapchat is called.
Yeah, I just totally keep. Yeah, I forget. Yeah, podding wise, I took a break from everything. Podding wise, no capping will come back. I'll bring no capping back this year. I promise. Hold me to it.
Okay,
that I will bring it back. Within the next few months, I'll bring it back. Until then, what do I really do at the moment? Just random pop-ups of just like random
you're working
shit.
hard.
Trying, man. Yeah, just get this marathon over and done with, man. I'm so tired of it.
When is the marathon?
April 27th.
Oh, this will be out before. Where are we? The end of March. 3 episodes to release.
End of Feb.
What are we? End of Feb?
Yeah, end of Feb, 26th of Feb.
Do you know what? You see, today, I've just been losing from the moment I woke up today. It's been one of those days.
It's one of those days, and the weather's just crap as well, to be fair with you.
I just need like a break, like a time like this. Like I'm filming in the middle of the day, which is unheard of. But then, you know when you just have annual leave to take. So I've
Do you prefer filming at night or day?
At night. Actually day, because I feel like my energy, I didn't need alcohol for my energy.
Oh, makes sense. do you drink a lot when you present?
Yeah, which I've started to stop.
Is it?
Yeah, because I've almost messed up many episodes of different shows.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't like drinking alcohol and thingy. By the way, it was just juice that we had by the way.
Yeah, guys. Guys, do you know what? We didn't do the toast. So we do a toast at the beginning of every single episode, and we didn't do it. Guys, I don't have, the SoNicky cup is there, but right. So we do a toast like this. It goes to love, to life, and to everything that is SoNicky.
And everything that's SoNicky.
Cheers. And guys, today's SoNicky special. So here's the thing, I do this at home as well. I'll have like 2 different drinks next to me. So I did have a tea. This was an Earl Grey because it's really cold outside.
Makes sense.
I mean, me wearing this tiny skirt, you wouldn't think so. And then I just had sparkling water because it is the middle of the day and I am going away tomorrow. So I saved all my alcohol.
Where are you going to?
I'm going to Sweden.
Beautiful place.
Is it?
It's cold though right now.
Yeah, I know. It is cold.
It is cold.
Yeah, so before I even got dressed for the show, I had to go to Primark to buy like an extra jumper.
It is really cold out there now. But yeah, beautiful place. I love Stockholm?
Gothenburg.
Yeah. It's like 4 hours away from Stockholm.
Yeah, it's my first solo trip.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
So I've just booked time to just relax and stuff.
Just for the weekend?
Yeah, I'll be back Saturday afternoon.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll be back Saturday afternoon. Cool. Just gonna go relax, go to a spa. Just
Gothenburg's
do
beautiful.
Me. Yeah. This is my first solo trip, so I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Solo trips are the best.
I need to just. I've made like my little plans. I've got my little TikTok videos I'm going to record. There's some story times that people are waiting for me to tell. Yeah, listen, I will tell you the story off camera because I need to use the bathroom. Anyway,
right, cool, fair enough.
Guys, thank you so much for listening or watching SoNicky podcast. Guys, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Subscribe,
guys, we're on such a good roll and it's just paused.
Subscribe.
And there's a backlog of episodes right now that need to be edited and put out. So by the time this episode comes out, this rant would be nothing. Like it would, like I could take a break. So guys, if you want to follow me on my personal Instagram page, it's SoNicky_SoNicky podcast. Also for the show on the gram, and I've made a TikTok page for this show and the other content I do for other shows. I hope that wasn't a mouthful. And that page is called the SoNicky Show. Okay, so until next time, you guys, I leave you with love, peace and blessings always, and remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll speak to you soon.